Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of Final Girl Series 2. This is my all-in Kickstarter edition that I just received. Earlier we received our Series 1. This is one my wife was really excited for, so I'm excited to open this up and show you everything there is and then put it on the table so that we can play it. And since we went all in on this, we not only have this giant core box here, but we also have the 22 high-detailed miniatures to enhance our experience. We have a Tales from the Grave expansion that also has miniatures as well that you can put into any of your Series 1 or 2 games from what I understand. You also have the lore and scenarios, and we have Season 1 and 2 vehicle miniature sets that we're going to take a look at. And finally, we have our Terror from Above miniatures set that also came with this as well. There is a lot to unbox. I'm super pumped to see what's in all this. And this is one I have been waiting for because there's a certain, I should say, scenario in here that really fits my genre. And I'm super excited to bring that to the table. And that's the one we're going to be playing on our channel in the future. Now, if you're excited to see what's inside Final Girl Series 2 and all the extras that came with it, then I need you to meet me at the table. Let's take a look what's in the box. First off, I do want to mention this is one player, 20 to 60 minutes for ages 14 plus. This does have some horror elements to it, and it also has, then that's just a little piece of paper that's on top of it. We're going to get rid of that. Now, the interesting thing about this, if I remember right, it's going to look like a home VCR set. At least the first one did when we got it. Yes, it does. This is pretty sweet. So you have all your videotapes right here, and then you have your hi-fi stereo set right here. And we're going to open up each one of these and take a quick look at all these. And of course, we have our game mats in here that are all going to go right on top. This is a really good way to package this all. I think this is a really cool idea. Now, if you notice, this does not carry the core game. You have to have the core game in order to play it because that has all the normal stuff you need for the game. And then these are all the different expansions that you can play inside the game. You just pick whichever one you want to play and you put it out on the table. So let's quickly take a look at each one of these as we go. But first, I thought I'd show you the playmats that come with the game. There's the first one. There are 2 of them. And the reason there's 2 of them because then you'd be able to put them all, everything on one part of the mat, which would be a lot of the villain and location type things. And then you'd have the other one, which would set up to be your hero type board. So you have 2 complete separate things, which is very similar to how this game works. The game really allows you to combine different locations, different types of villains, and different heroes all together to kind of create the experience that you really want to. Now, before we get into each of those individual boxes, I do want to bring your attention to this. This is the Series 2 lore and scenario book. And if you look in here, it's going to have a lot of first off, it's going to give you a little bit of a lore about each of the villains. And in the back, it'll show you some lore about all the different types of girls in this game. And what it also does is show you how you could potentially set up some of the scenarios to enjoy them and make a simulation similar to something that you may see in some type of movie. And it shows you what type of things you're supposed to put together. So you're supposed to put that potential enemy with this particular location to get this particular story, I guess, concept or theme about the game. And it kind of says you should kind of start at the beginning and kind of go through them and have some fun. But it also says, of course, jump around, do whatever you want, or mix and match anything you want in order to have an absolute blast when you play this game. There are probably about 100 different combinations you can make just out of Series 2, from how I understand it, with the different characters and the different locations that you have available to you. The first box I have is the box of what they call the box of props. This is just the add-on for Season 2. In order to play, you still need the core game and any of the extra boxes that this game would come with. Any of the different feature films, for example, this one right here. This is just going to give you some of the extra things you're going to need to play the game, like some of the different dice, the tokens, and some of the different cards that are going to be part of your character. A lot of the 0 starting cards that all of your characters are going to have. And it gives you a character sheet on how to go about this and how to use the ultimate dice. It gives you some ideas, and it has some little tokens here as well. And of course, some rule books on how to use this and a book of desperate deaths. So quickly looking at what we have, first off, we have 3 of these tokens. They're just the deluxe versions of these different timers. We have the horror track marker, we have the bloodlust marker, and we also have the deluxe timer marker that we can use for our games. We have 6 different ultimate dice that we can use as we play through the game. And then we have these, these are upgraded markers from cardboard, which you originally get, to these more, what do you call them? Well, I guess more robust markers right here. When you go to create your villains and your characters, you're going to flip all these over and you're going to put them blank side up. And then at the end, they're going to be like right near the end, you can find out how many extra hit points or life points you have, or the monster. They get one final return from the grave, or do you get one final return from being attacked by the monster? You'll never know until you get to that point in the game. And then, like I said, it also has our 10 signature action cards that are going to be part of the game. 4 final girls are found inside of the props box here. These can be used in your game. Absolutely awesome to have more girls in the final girls game. They all have their own little abilities here. This guy gains 2 ultimate dice of your ultimate dice of your choice. So you'll be able to experience what these characters can do in your game if you wish to use them. One thing that's really weird is her. It says here you may kill a victim in your space to choose one of the following and gain one of these benefits. So apparently not rescuing people. That's absolutely bonkers. All right, there's those. Then, like I said, we do have signature action cards. They're these right here. There's a whole bunch of these signature action cards. What these can do is when you're getting your final girl all set up, it's neat to have like a little bit of randomness to it. So you can actually mix these up and add one of these to your tableau, which gives our character a type of special move. For example, I could take Intimidate, and that would go into the places where you would buy certain cards. So it's kind of interesting to have a nice set of really cool looking cards that you can bring into the game outside of what you normally would have. On top of that, there are ultimate dice. These are pretty cool. The way these work, from how I understand it, is based on the amount of survivors you're able to gain. Instead of getting your superpower at the end of the game, you can choose to gain a die instead. And each one of these, based on how many you're able to save, are going to be able to help you in the final battle. For example, if you're on tier 1, you can get more health, ultimate health, or an ultimate search die, being able to give you more health or more items as you rest or look for items. The next one is going to help with distraction and giving you the ability to gain more time back. And also there's one for movement. And the final couple here we have are the damage die. You can add more damage to it. And then, of course, there's one here that can help with horror. So it's interesting that they give you even more of an idea of how you might want to play your character, giving you the ability to use dice and stuff instead of just all cards. So there's a lot of new things coming in this, which is really neat. So that's everything inside of our prop box for Final Girl Series 2. Next we have, when we're all done unboxing this, a place to put our cast and crew for Series 2. The way this works is it even shows you right here exactly how it goes. You're able to put your Terror from the Grave here and all the different zombie miniatures that are part of those different miniature collections I showed you earlier. And then, like I said, this pack of cards, which we're just going to open right now and take a look at because it's part of this dealie, so we can just stick them all in here once we get going, because that's eventually where we're going to be. So we're going to start here. We're going to look at all this fun stuff here. We get these expansion here, just a quick look at it. Now, from how I understand this, I could be wrong, this is almost like an expansion in a scenario in itself. I believe how this works is this takes the place of whatever villain you're going against, and it has these little tokens here that are going to denote the different zombies, and these zombies are going to be coming after you, of course, and you're going to have to try to hold them off or keep them from massing a large amount of them. For if there's way too many on the board, then that's one of your lose conditions. And like I said, this sets up very similar to a villain, where they have their own like little chart here, and then of course it has its own set of cards, vehicle actions. It also has its own terror deck, and it has a survivor that you can use, and it has its own finale card as well as dark powers. So in each time you play these, they could be different, because the dark powers, of course, will make them either, let's say, for example, runners, or they could make them super hordes. Or in that way, they have then they have their finale cards that are going to make them different. I'm overwhelmed. They'll never. They've all been bitten. Oh no! So. I don't want to all be bitten. So this is really cool that this is a whole little game in itself. So we'll place that right in there. And then inside of our Final Girl Terror from the Grave miniatures are all of these miniatures here. They are super small, and I'm never painting them. I have learned after trying to paint the Seventh Continent miniatures that these small miniatures are just out of control. They're super, they're not, well, they're tiny, they're small, they're super small, but that's okay because they go with this game very well. But they're just gonna all fit in here. We're gonna dump them all in there. There you go, roar, put them all in there. There they go. And that's exactly where they're gonna be. And I believe these are the hordes where they have multiples, where these are just these single ones out on the board. So we've done that one. There's more than just that, though. We also have Terror from Above miniatures as well, which would go in our, I think, season 1. But let's just take a look at them. And here they are, all of these different little teeny bird miniatures. This would be my wife's true horror film right here. She's definitely afraid of birds. So it's kind of awesome. There's like a whole flock of little birds here that you can go ahead and take care of. Again, not going to paint these up because that would be out of control. Look at how small these are. These are super small. Or at least maybe just paint with one color. That's probably all you got to do is maybe touch up the beak a little bit. But those are the ones from the Terror from Above. I just thought I'd show you those since we're kind of going through this little thing here. Now, the interesting thing is on the bottom of this is you can put all of the final girl cards and their little secret envelopes. The way this works is if you're able to complete certain things in the scenario, they kind of give you these little secret envelopes that you can open up and use in the other ones. But this is the Cast and Crew Series 2. We'll look at some of the other miniatures near the end here, and then we'll just kind of put them all in there because it also has a lot of the villains as well that we'll go through ahead and look at all of them. But that's where you're going to put all this, and that'll go slide right into that case with everything else, so it's all set to go. So you need a final girl, you take this out, you grab the girl you want, and you put this back, and you grab the villain you want, and so on and so forth. I really, really like this system. But again, before we go too far forward, here is the little miniatures pack for the first series. These are all the different neat little things. Like we've got the boat that we could use for Happy Trails here. We've got the cop car and the bicycle from Maple Lane is in here. Almost dropped it. We also have the helicopter, and we also have the golf cart from Carnival of Blood. We have all those miniatures just right in here. Now let's take a look at some of these cool boxes here. The first one here we're going to look at is Ratchet Lady. Now I'm sorry, somewhere along the line I am going to fail you all in my knowledge of horror movies. I don't know every horror movie that has been out there that they've made for these games, but they're all super cool and I'm excited to play them. This is your Insane Asylum type one, it looks like. I'm going to wonder if this has to do with Nurse Ratchet or something, since it's called Ratchet Lady. But in here, of course, you're going to get your villain, which you're going to put out onto one of these. I think it's the bottom one here. Nope, it's this. It's going to be this one right here. You put it over here on the killer board, and I believe there's also location. All of this comes right in here. Here's the asylum, and it has all these things with it, and that will go out here as well, Wolf Asylum. And then there's even some special setup and some rules specifically for this particular movie, I guess you could say. And inside here, on the back side, I'll say it's all falling apart here. Because that's the way they have it. Now remember I said that these are for these right here are for Heather and Veronica's eyes only. These are open if you survive a game with her. So once you do that, you get a chance to use that card. And there's a back side and a front side to this. And the reason why is because if you wanted to play with just the villain but wanted to play in a different place, you don't have to use this place. You could use something else and you wouldn't have to use the bottom. But the bottom part is going to have the actual girl that's in here. This is going to have the girl that you'd use in the game. She'd have all her cards and everything right here. So it's a neat system, again, how both sides are there. And has everything you need to play this. You don't have to have, you do need the core game, but you don't need extra things from maybe another one of these small expansions to be able to play this. Let's see here, and let's see what's inside this. This is going to be all your villains things, the terror cards, and as you play through the game, you'll be drawing a terror card, and you have to deal with what's on there. Also, and that's when you run out of time at a certain point. Then they also have your girls here, Veronica and Heather. Then on the back side, they should have some kind. Did I do this wrong? No, I bet they're over there. All right, so you got the terror cards, and this is all the stuff for. These are maybe the special action for the heroes. I haven't played this. Let's see. There's the dark powers. These are the different dark powers that they could get. And these are the epic dark power. That's Bad News City. If you can beat an epic dark power, that's fantastic. I'd never be able to do that. And here are our different girls. Each one plays completely different, and each one is going to get bonuses based on how many different people they are able to save. For example, Veronica is going to get a lot of time back, where Heather's going to be able to heal herself and potentially remove some terror and stuff from the monster as they get closer to the end. And then on this side, I think this is where we're going to find some of this. This is going to be all for the game board. So this is going to have your terror deck for the game board, I believe, is how this works. That's how I understand this. And pill effects. Interesting. We'll have to see what pill effects do. Then amped up. All right, we get some amped cards. That's kind of cool. And these are going to be, let's see if I open these up. These are going to be our side effects from the pills. We'll take a look at one of those. I have no idea what any of these do. We could get reset. That's kind of nice. Shuffle this and all the other side effect cards back into the deck. Well, that's kind of funny. We're going to try a different one than that. Brain Fog. Discard one random item. Oh, no, that's no good. So we go to have those from, I guess, our pills. Then, of course, there's different setups based on which one you draw. You're going to set the game up. And you're going to put out your different survivors and, of course, your main character out here based on the different setup that you have here. Then you have different items you can find inside of the asylum here. For example, we have found the laughing gas canister. That's amazing. Maybe that can go for little shops of horrors more often than not. We have scalpels. That makes sense. Why not? We have scalpels. Insane asylum. Then we have different events that could happen inside the insane asylum, and they have their little mark on the back to show what they go with, so that when you decide to kind of mix and match some of these, you can grab the events and stuff for this particular asylum and bring it to a new area if you wish. So that's everything. And then, of course, we have the tokens that go with this particular thing. I'm guessing some of the pills and things of that nature. So we'll have to take a look at how that all works. That's pretty awesome. That's one thing that's kind of cool, is that all these things have their own, they do have their own thing going on inside of them, their own little theme that is really neat how it all works together here. So we have all, and then we have our tokens for our different victims here, I guess you could say, the other people that are out on the board that we have to try to save are there. Let's see, it goes like that. All right, and then we're going to put this all back in here and move on to the next box. But I really like how they do this. This is really cool. So you got like your villain and all this over on this side, and you got the place over here. The villain, the heroes all right here. Then you got the place on the other side. We'll kind of put that like that. There we go. So we can flip over to this side and put this all back together. And then we can move on to the next box. So maybe I'll go faster the next time, because this was a lot of control. It all just kind of flew all over the place. There we go. We got ours. We can just stick it right back in there. And it is magnetized, which helps a lot. So when you're putting these things back, they all sit in there magnetized. So you can just grab it out and it's magnetized, these things right, the flip back box right here. Fully magnetized. Awesome. And since I'm super inept, I put the things on in the wrong direction. If you have them on the right way, it also magnetizes to the box right here as well. So the whole thing doesn't fly open like you saw just a little while ago. It all fits in there perfectly, and you can just store it without any problem. Next, we have Storybook Woods with red. Red is here. Take red off. We got the big bad wolf, of course. We're taking on the big bad wolf in this one. Let's see here what we have. We have some neat things. And, of course, like I said before, we get these special ones for it. These 6 cents. So this is going to be for our big bad wolf, which will sit right there. Pretty awesome. And of course, you'll put the dark powers and stuff. Like, it has a place for everything. If you don't have the mat, that's still okay, because it still tells you where everything goes. And it shows you its health and horror and all this stuff when you're getting it all set up. And that could change based on some of the locations or the different cards you use. Again, every person's got its own terror deck. You've got 2 special people. You got Hansel and you got Gretel. You've got red for this one. And like I said, each one is going to be different in the way it plays, and also in the way that they're going to be able to gain things based on who they can rescue in the game. Then, of course, we have our evil dog here. Oh, look at this. It's got this paw card. That's pretty cool. We'll have to see how that works. But then it's got its 6 cents. Its destructive roar, ravenous hunter, and killing machine. Its epic dark powers you never want to see. Now, I hope you don't mind us spoiling all this stuff, but that's okay, because all this stuff is randomly assorted to you when you play the game. Anyway, and we have terror cards, for example, Come Closer, My Pretty. And then this is the AI of this game. I didn't really mention this before. This is how the wolf, I believe, moves around the board, and it's located right down here. So when you go to want to play the wolf in a different one, you'd grab all of the terror cards and get ready to go with just the wolf here. And it shows you exactly how this wolf is going to go, probably based on its different setting of how it's been acting in the game. That's pretty awesome. It has 2 different ways it's going to set itself up. That's pretty neat. Okay, so we'll put those back like that. There we go. And now I'll move over to here. So I'm doing a little more systematically this time instead of just throwing everything everywhere. Next, we have our Storybook Woods, which is found on the back side here, which again has its own rules when you're going to set it up. Storybook Woods, and it's got its own rules for the big bad wolf. And then we'll take our little thing out here. And again, we got something only for Gretel. If you ever win with Gretel, you get to use that thing. This is the storybook, would be the Storybook, the Woods cards and tokens. For example, it has these particular tokens that are going to go with it. It has a bridge. It has some neat things here. Put Gretel's card in there just for the heck of it. And we're going to put this right back in here already, just because it will be all set to go then. Click this bad boy together. There we go. Let's see what we got. We've got these cards. These are going to be just based for the actual storybook area here, its own. Now these two are going to get mixed together with the bad villain, but it shows you kind of which one this goes with. So if you ever want to, again, mix this storybook with somebody else, you've got everything you need to know. And then these are going to be all the different events and the setups, because you never know how exactly it's going to set up. So you have to draw the card, set it up the way it says. And this shows you where you're going to put your innocent people, where your hero is going to go, your final girl. Then, of course, the items that go with it. We've got a cage. We've got candy. Why not? You have candy. And let's see where else we have. Then you got different events based on this particular area, which is pretty sweet. So there you go, a little glimpse into Storybook Woods and Red and Gretel, from Hansel and Gretel and Little Red Riding Hood, which is pretty sweet. I love how they have put all these different people together. Again, click it all back together, it doesn't fall apart, and you're done with that one, and we move on to the next one. The next one we have is The Intruders. Again, I'm not sure if I've seen this movie. I may have. I think if I know what this movie is based on, I think it was based on, I think this honeymoon went out to a cottage, and then there was these people that just kind of walked around inside the house, and it was really creepy. I don't like it. Super creepy. I'm not really good on horror movies anymore. The older I get, I think the more scared I get. I don't know. But this one, in theory, has like a way of having to deal with three different enemies at the same time, and on top of that, and then they have the rules for them right in here, of course. And I think there might be a way of, I think they said there's like crafting involved in this one where you can make epic weapons against these things. We'll see how that goes. Again, it's got its own set here of girls, and it has its own tokens that you're going to be using for this. Since there are 3 of them, that means that there's going to be more than one of the villain tokens out there at any time, from how I understand it. And these are the only things here, an extra heart die and a K token. All right. Then our characters are going to be in here along with the tarot cards. Tarot cards right here. I'll flip one over, show you. They will hunt you. Place the active killer in your space. And then I believe you're going to do all these for, depending on which killers are where and how they're going to work. There's going to be rules for it, I'm sure, on how these all work. But I'm sure there's going to be more triple actions here, because you're going to be moving each one of them or doing something with each one. Then here are some of the killers. Oh my gosh, look at these guys. These are freaky guys. Or girls, I guess. You don't know which one it is. So they all have, of course, their own. Oh my God. So these are going to stack on top. You're going to pick 1 and 1, and those are going to be what's going to happen to you as you go through the game. And then, of course, you could switch them out, and then you never know if you're going to have their epic power in here. Oofda. Oofda, that's nuts. Okay, and I'm already getting creeped out dealing with this. We got 2 girls here, Ava and Ginny. That's pretty awesome. And they, of course, get their special abilities based on how they can help people. They also get just their own special abilities that they have. Making a horror roll, I may re-roll all of my blank results, which is pretty good. So that's for the Intruders part of this. Now let's take a look at the other side, which would be the actual place that they're in, which is going to be, I believe, some cabin of some kind. So let's quickly just put this all back. And then we'll see what the cabin has in store for us here. We'll flip out this one here. Flip it over. Actually, I should put this one back on first so the other part doesn't fall all over the place. There we go. And well, the other part fell all over the place. Here we go. Wingard Cottage. That's pretty sweet. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got the garage and the shed. Yeah, I think this is based on the movie I saw a long time ago. And it was really freaky, if I remember if it's the movie I'm thinking of. Never wanted to see that one again. I think it was the others or the ones around. I don't know. All right, we got little abilities here. Ooh, look at this. We can make them step on these. That'd be awesome. They'd love that, I bet. We got tripwire or hold them up things. We got a scooter. I don't know what that's going to do for us. I wouldn't be too good on a scooter. And of course, we got events based on the actual area, Wingard Cottage here, that we're going to have to deal with. And then we have all of these. Now, like I said, I think you can craft things. I think this is the one that has the crafting system. So you can get supply item, discard tools used for crafting. Yes, there's some crafting stuff. Also, they have their own, of course, every card has its own setup. You never know which one you're going to get. Then they have items like knives and stuff. And I believe you're going to probably be able to craft these to make them better. Or also use the supply items to craft things to make better. We'll have to see how this goes here. We have events. Oh, here's the crafted items back here. So, for example, we can make a porcupine, which is a shield with a bunch of nails in it. That's pretty awesome. And then, of course, we have events from here, marked for death. I don't like that. We'll put that all back. But like I said, each one of these brings a unique twist in how you're going to have to play the game in order to try to survive in this. Oh, I better put this card in there, otherwise I'll forget about it. Put that right there. There we go. Just like that. And we'll put that in there and move on to our next box. But this one was the Wingard Cottage with the Intruders. Pretty sweet. Next, we have the Organism. Now, this one I believe is based on The Thing. I could be wrong. And please bear with me if my voice is gravelly and I'm just getting over a cold. So I probably don't sound exactly like I normally do. But here we go. I couldn't wait. I had to show you this one. Oh my gosh, the Organism has a completely different board than anything I've seen. All right, and I'm sure the rules for it are in here. Oh, look at this. It's got its own big giant thing here. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely bonkers. This is cool. We'll have to take a look at this. Again, I don't know anything about any of these, so this is all new to me. This would be really neat to see how this all plays out. Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, so you don't even know what you see until you actually look at the board. Well, not board, I should say the cards, depending on maybe where they are. All right, well, I don't know. We'll have to look. I have no idea how this one's going to work, but it looks very intriguing to me. So let's quickly take a look at our final girl and all that stuff that goes with it. As a special token that comes with it for some odd reason that we don't know of, and we'll figure it out here. Oh, look, it's got different tokens again, and another +1 here, or roll on the die. I think they're all going to come with this because I think the die is something new. And then it has a little potion, I guess, because I think you might have to make something that defeats it, maybe. And we'll put that right in there. And let's see what the terror cards have here. Let's look at a couple of these. The first one here, let's see what it says here. We are alone. Oh my gosh, look at this. Safe or assimilated. Oh, because the thing can get inside of you. Oh, that's really cool. And then we have thick skin, or let's see here. We have hit and run. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Oh my gosh, that's going to be pretty cool. And then here's our characters that go with the game. We've got Urki and Kate. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Then we have the villain, the cards. There's only 3 of them. Oh my gosh, that's kind of neat. Let's look at least one of them here. What's this? When this card is revealed, any remaining exposed victims are immediately assimilated. Oh no, that's no good. Okay. You don't want to be assimilated. Neither do you want to be assimilated by anything here or by the board. We'll put that token back. Now, we also have a small little deck of cards that I'm not really sure what these do. Let's take a look real quick. Test results. Oh, because you're looking for the cure, I bet. All right, and we have just a few items, test kits. So you're trying to look for test kits and not get assimilated while you're doing this. That's pretty neat. That it's got a separate set of items that go just particular with this expansion, the Organism. That's pretty awesome. Now, of course, you're going to be in the Arctic, I'm sure. Let's see where we are. We are going to be at station 2891. And again, some rules for the station here. And let's see what we have. We've got our card for if we win. And then each of the station, of course, has its own little bag of tricks for us. Let's see what we have here. Oh my gosh, look at all these. I'm sure cold will be part of the deal. Yeah, you don't want too much cold, I bet. What's this hole? We don't want to fall in the hole either. And we've got cold things. We have some of the helicopter would be kind of nice to come. We got a gun. Can't go wrong with a gun. Hope you just shoot the right person. Then let's see what these are. And then you're going to have, in theory, you should still, because you do need the core game, so there's still going to be civilians out on this board that you probably have to save. There's some terror cards, action, cold action, a helicopter card. Why not? Oh, that's interesting. And then we have the one specifically for this where it's going to be moving the helicopter around. That's kind of cool. All right, we'll have to see how that goes. Then we have the setup cards and all that go with this. I'm probably digging too much into this game. You probably don't want to see everything. It's probably being a long video just from me showing you, but I'm super excited for how this is all going to work out here. One-way radio. Oh, so these are totally different items from some other games you'd see here. Roller skates. What are those doing there? Maybe vents, probably who goes there or get cold or something like that. Okay, we'll put those back. And oh my gosh, I want to play all these scenarios like right now because each one is so unique. I'm pretty pumped for this. All right, put that one back. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Now, of course, this is the one that I have been waiting for, the Evermorph, or whatever, the Alien. This is my favorite movie of all time. Aliens, and all my favorite movies. And here they have finally brought it to Final Girl. So we have our Alien. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh, I can hardly wait for this guy to eat my guys. This is going to be awesome. And of course, it has its own things here. It's vanishing and ambush cards. Oh, that's going to be so cool because that's what it does. It jumps in and out of vents. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. I can hardly wait. And it has its... Oh, it has a little token here. I wonder what that token's for. We'll have to see how that all goes. I guess that's what you would call its evolution marker. All right. We have, I bet these are going to be, oh, eggs. Interesting. All right. We have some eggs. I thought maybe one of them might not be an X, but all right. They are all eggs. All right. We have our little special card here. And then, oh, here we go. This is going to be super cool. Let's look at some of the cards that this thing's going to have. Got to open them up, though. It comes with these little white little thing you got to rip off. Terror cards. Let's look at one of the terror cards. Shadow Blitz. If the Evomorph is a hatchling, discard it, then draw the next terror card. Oh, it's going to go through different stages of evolution. That's fantastic, just like in the movie. Immediately draw the next ambush card. Okay, oh my gosh. Game over, man. Game over. No way. They put that card in there. That's absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. Okay, that was super cool that they actually put that card in there. That's pretty awesome. Now, of course, we do have Jeanette, and we have Ellen, I think is the other character that we can play as. Where is she? She got to be in here somewhere. Let's see here. No? I know that character's... Oh, here it is. All right. There we go. So we, in theory, have Ripley, and then we have Jeanette, which is pretty sweet. Let's see here. It kind of looks like Call a little bit. Each one, of course, has its own special abilities. And what's here? When you successfully solve a search action card, you may choose to freely look through all the location's unused item cards instead of the space item deck. Oh my gosh, that's absolutely bonkers good. That basically she can build her pulse rifle flame unit to tape it all together, throw some grenades on her back, and go hunting. That's pretty neat. So of course we'll build up our alien here, deciding on which top and bottom cards we're going to have. It must have to evolve, which is kind of neat. Youngling and adults, those are pretty sweet. How it's going to be a youngling and then an adult, and it has action cards that we can have for ourselves. We can scan. That's going to be a new action, it looks like. That's pretty sweet, which is good because you need to scan for them. Otherwise, this thing's going to melt you in pieces. This one is super cool. This is the one I'm waiting for. I could play this alien in any of the different games. I think that'd be absolutely phenomenal. All right, we'll put this back, and then we have to go to our spaceship, the Nostromo, or not the Nostromo, but the Savaco or whatever it is. It's not that. It's called the Conrad, I think, is what it is. Let's see here. It's called the Conrad, the USS Conrad. We're going to go to the ship here. There we go. We got the junction. We've got the armory, the escape pod. We're going to need to get the escape pod, I'm sure. Here's the rules they have to do. Oh, that's no good. That definitely means game over. Oh, that's definitely game over for that guy. He doesn't even know what's going on. Poor guy. All right, let's look in here. Oh, it's going to be so good. Okay, let's just quickly take a look at some of the cards here. This will be pretty sweet. This is the last one that comes with this expansion. There's a couple other things left to look at, but we'll see what we find here. Okay, these are all different things that are going to happen on the ship. Oh my gosh. They've got the power loader here. Really? Look at the power loaders in this. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That's going to be amazing. All right, we've got different data things. Put that there, and we'll open these up and take a look real quick. And I bet one of those cards is the power loader, which is going to rock. We'll drop this thing into the what do you call it? Not the escape pod. We'll put it in the airlock, wherever that is. All right, let's see here some of the things. Gas leak. Oh no, I have to deal with gas leaks. That's kind of awesome. And garbage day. I don't have to deal with garbage day. That's pretty cool. And maintenance. Oh, we have to probably keep the ship running. That's going to be awesome because I bet the aliens out there destroying parts of the ship because the ship never seems to function well enough. The corporation always seems to take shortcuts. We got the setup cards for our crew here. We have different items. We have ship's manifest. We've got motion trackers. This is so good. Key cards. We got more key cards. More key cards. Lots of key cards. Probably some motion trackers. Let's see what else we got. That's really about. We got a flamethrower. That's gonna be awesome. We've got events that we have to deal with. Jonas the cat. No way, the cat's in the game too. Oh, that's super, super cool. Oh my gosh, I'm pumped. This is amazing. Yes, this is the one I'll be playing on the channel. So if you're interested in seeing this, keep a lookout for it. It'll be coming soon. If you subscribe, you'll know exactly when it comes out. So feel free to subscribe, ring the bell, and you'll know when this particular one comes out. I'll be playing this exact one for the channel. The last box is this Final Girl bonus features. These must, I'm guessing, are the stretch goals. This has a book in it, but it also has an extra card for each of the different villains in the game that are going to be an epic, what do you call them? One of the epic finale ones that you can get. One for each one of the bosses. And then here is a book that I believe, I could be wrong, shows the rules for all of the different villains and places you can go in this game. And then it even has a little achievement system if you want to try to see if you can check them all off before you move on to the next Final Girl mission if you want to go to. But I believe they have them for all of the different, the different feature films here. And then it is an achievement, and I want to say it is the rules for all of it. I could be wrong, but that's all that's in this last final bonus feature that came with the game. And the final thing to show before we go is the miniatures for the Season 2 here. It has a whole bunch of different things here. Like, for example, here is the alien, I guess you could say, right here. It shows that alien in pretty big, it's got a pretty big tail right there. And then I believe this is its hatchling form right here. If I can get to it, here's the hatchling form right here for the alien. Here looks like the different monsters for... This is going to be that, the Thing one, the Station 2981, the Organism one. Here's the Werewolf. that comes with it. Here's the werewolf that you can fight. It could be one of the villains right here. Where is, I wonder, oh, here are the different villains from the Intruders. 1, 2, 3 right here. I don't know what this is. This looks like a cat or something. Let's take a look. What's this? This could be another part of the evolution of these things. This could be part of that too. This must be, what is this? Again, there's so many different things here, in this. And the nurse is in here too somewhere. Let's see here. Who is this? This just looks like one of the final girls here. I'm trying to see, what's this here? One of these has to be the nurse from the, oh, here's Ellen Ripley or whatever. Here's Ripley with the big old gun. That's pretty awesome. I'm wondering where the final villain is for the nurse. Oh, here it is. Here's Nurse Ratched, I bet. Right here. That looks exactly like her. Oh, yeah, totally. Boom. So those are all the villains, and these are all the girls. This one must be, let's see here, I think I don't know. I can't honestly tell you which ones are which from looking at them like this. But we're going to play some of these. It's going to be awesome. I think we're going to take Ellen and try to take on the alien here. That'll be our first mission here. And the cool thing is, like I said, these will all go inside of that Final Girl Season 2 cast box. And then I could probably put the alien miniatures and all these other miniatures in with the and those things are going to fly all over the place. And I got to put this back in that little deck box. But I think these we could put in with the actual alien group here. So whichever box it's in, I think there's a spot for these inside of here, if I remember right. Let's take a look real quick. See if I can open it real quick. I think they can fit right in. Yeah, they're going to fit right in here. So you'll be able to put your monsters with your feature film that you're going through. So that's it. That's everything I have for Final Girl Season 2. This was an all-in pledge here. So I'm super cool. This is super neat. I'm excited to get to this. Wow. Have you had a chance to try this? What do you think? My wife and I have only played through a little bit of the first one. We've really been waiting for the second one to appear so we could really dig into this game. And I'm excited. If you're excited to see this, don't forget to keep on watching, because that's going to be the one that we're going to be playing pretty soon, because that's my favorite movie of all time, and I'm excited to dig in and see if we can survive just like Ellen did. If you enjoyed the unboxing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when more content comes out. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can join the Patreon. The link to that is also in the description of this video. My Patreon supporters that have already helped me are located here on the screen. Thank you so much for all of your support. If you do join the Patreon, you can watch our videos before they gain. Some of the benefits for being a Patreon supporter is you're able to see the videos before they come out, usually a day before, without commercial interruptions. Also, I do some live painting and some live plays, and you're able to help decide that. Also, normally I would have people vote in my Patreon based on what different villain they would like to see and what type of survivor, or which final girl, I should say, you would want me to see played. But I'm sorry, I'm not letting you do that. Because I really want to play this one. So we're going to be playing this, that's for sure. But that would normally be what somebody could do. And if after we play that, maybe I'll return to this game, and that would be something I would let my Patreon supporters choose to vote on. So there you have it, an unboxing of Final Girl Series 2. Again, thank you so much for watching. And if you're excited to see Final Girl 2 or anything else, then I need you to meet me at the table.